to Keto Homestead with Jess. Today we are going to make stuffed spaghetti squash. Follow along with me and I will show you how. Spaghetti squash is really hard and it's a muscle to cut, so be careful not to cut yourself. Alright, once we've got our spaghetti squash cut in half, we're going to put it face down on a cookie sheet and we're going to put it in the oven at 375 for 40 minutes and I will be back. Alright, so while our spaghetti squash is cooking, we're going to go ahead and get the filling done. We're going to dice up one onion. Once we have our onion diced up, we're going to turn our skillet on medium heat. I'm going to add some butter and add my onion and get that sauteed up. Once our onions are translucent, we're going to go ahead and add 1 pound of hamburger ground beef into our skillet. Once you get the ground beef chopped up the way you want, you're going to add some taco seasoning. I like this brand. You can use whatever you want. Use about, let's say about a tablespoon. And just mix that in. And I do not drain my ground beef at all. I'll cook it down. If there's any excess water or anything in it, I'll just keep cooking it down until it's all evaporated. We're going to shut the stove top off and move on to the next step. Now I'm going to shred up some Colby Jack cheese. My cheese is shredded up, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to my avocado. And cut that in half. If you don't like avocado, you don't have to use it. My husband does not like avocado, so that means more for me. Split that open, and I just slice it long ways. And then I go around the edges like this. Give it a little squeeze and it'll pop right out there. And I'll save my other half for later. Alright guys, I've pulled out the spaghetti squash. So to be able to tell that they're done, you just take a fork and push in, and if it's soft, then it's done. So we're going to be really careful and flip these spaghetti squash over like so. We are going to spoon out the seeds and put them in a different container. Now, if you want to save these seeds, you can, but you should get the seeds out before you cook them, and then you can actually plant them in your garden or save them for when you want to plant them. I've done this recipe for so many years that I have so many spaghetti squash seeds that I don't save them anymore, but I do give them to the pigs to eat. So just remember to take the seeds out before cooking if you want to save them. Once you have all the seeds out, then we can start scraping the spaghetti squash out. Alright, once you got the spaghetti squash loosened up, just be really careful, it's really hot. We're going to transfer it into another bowl. All right, to my bowl, I'm gonna add a little pepper, a little salt. Mix that up. Once we've got our spaghetti squash in the bowl here, we're going to start adding in our taco meat. We'll go ahead and mix that all together. And I always do have leftover stuffing, which is fine because Barrett really likes eating it alone without the shell as well. So he'll eat this for lunch. Once we've got that all good and mixed together, we're going to go ahead and go back to the shells and start stuffing it back in. Not too much left over, but there is a little bit. Now we'll go ahead and we'll start putting our shredded cheese on top. You guys, this is like one of my favorite recipes. I eat this all the time. Normally I do a lasagna stuffed one, but I was really wanting tacos today. Taco stuffed spaghetti squash, so that's what I'm showing you today. Stay tuned, I'll make another video of the way I do my lasagna. Your cheese on there, we're gonna go ahead and pop this back into the oven just until the cheese is melted, and I will be back with you. All right, guys, we're gonna cut up a little bit of romaine lettuce to go on top. I pulled out the taco spaghetti squash, and I'm gonna go ahead and carefully transfer this over to our plates. There's one. Pop my pan right into the water and my spatula, and we'll just start building our tacos. So what I do, I'm going to use my homemade salsa and just put some on there. Put some lettuce. Now I'm going to have my avocado on top. This is a really, really filling meal, so I will have leftovers for lunch tomorrow. And then we'll just top it off with some sour cream. And there you have it, guys, spaghetti stuffed tacos. Thank you for following along as I made this recipe. Make sure to stay tuned for more great recipes, and I'll see you soon.